Hello everyone, it's Brave here on the Unconquerable Soul 1111 channel, and we're spending the day, me and my good friend, we're spending the day in a place called Longleat, which is one of the UK's biggest and most popular safari parks, and they look after the animals really well. And it's in a place called Wiltshire in the UK, and it's just a really lovely day out, and we've been seeing all the animals. And we're gonna talk while we're in the drive through safari. We're nearly at the last bit. We're gonna see some wolves and stuff, and then drive on to the other bit, which is another part which is more of a zoo, but this is like the drive through safari bit. And we were just going to talk about the subject nature versus nurture, meaning like, is it your nature to be good or bad, or is it the environment you grew up which indicates if you'll turn out good or bad? Do you have control over yourself, that you can be good even if you're surrounded by bad, or could you remain bad even if you're always surrounded by good? So we're going to have a little discussion about that, and I hope you enjoy. So if you do hear anything on my channel that you can relate to or resonates with you, or you like, please like, share and subscribe. We'd appreciate that, and just enjoy the content. Thank you. I think there's a hyena in front of us. Yeah, it's a spotted hyena. Anyway, yes, so let's start. So I'm gonna call my friend Puddin. I won't say his real name. I call him Pudding as a jokey nickname. So Puddin, what do you think about nature versus nurture? Could you always remain a good person even if you're surrounded by bad in your home life, your environment, your family's bad? If you're innately good, do you feel like it wouldn't matter if you were in, a bad situation, or vice versa? What do you think?
Well, I think I feel like a lot of that comes from what you're surrounded by, but there's some elements of it are I don't know. I've read that when you ask is it nature or nurture, it's always both.
Right.
So there is some elements of it which are sort of genetic, but in general, most people are kind of the same, and it depends on the upbringing. So it depends on what you're talking about. So if you're talking about behaviour like that,
right,
most of that will be to do with your upbringing, I think.
So would you think that, based on the thought that everyone has good and bad in them, is that more to do with, so whatever you feed, if you're a good-hearted person, even if there's bad influence, you're going to stick to the good, feed the good, try and get away from the bad, try and avoid being part of the bad, trying not to be the thing you hate? Is that what you mean? Or?
Yeah, I think so. And I think a lot of that comes from fairly early in your childhood.
Right, what you're shown.
Yeah, I think.
But what about people who have something wrong with them? That's different, isn't it? Like people who hurt animals when they're younger, that's clearly something's wrong with them, that the parents didn't do anything to them. You get some people who grew up to be serial killers and the parents were like the perfect parents, and they think, where did I go wrong? But it wasn't the parents that went wrong. It was just there was some horrid thing wrong with this person that could never be, stopped. Let me think. Like, when I think of environment growing up, for me, I was surrounded by aggressive females and males, whether they were adults or children. There was like that feeling that you would literally get steamrolled if you didn't stand up for yourself. So from the age of 7, I remember thinking, there's no way I'm going to survive if I don't become violent too, or if I don't fight back as aggressively or more aggressively, and so being a little girl, you couldn't feel safe being a little girl. You literally didn't feel like you could just be automatically protected. You kind of had to be aggressive because no one was coming to save you. Like for me, for instance, with 2 narcissistic parents, there was no one coming to save me. My parents were abusive, violently and emotionally, made you feel like you were nothing and that you weren't loved, and yet they would show love to strangers, show love to other people's kids, like take the whole neighborhood to the seaside and buy every one of those kids ice cream and toys, and then you're sitting there, can't even get a hug from your mum, you know. It's very confusing. And another weird thing I found weird was just my mum would do weird things, like she would beat you with a belt one night, make you feel like you wanted to die, and then the next night throw you a party and then act like nothing happened and expect you to be totally okay and totally happy. But she knew she'd done something wrong, so that's why she threw the party, almost like to pretend like, look, I'm a good person, you know, I'm not that terrorizing monster that you saw last night, forget that, you know. And then being a kid, you knew something is wrong, this is not right, but I'm a powerless child and I can't escape, you know. Yeah, so what else would you say about environment? Like, speak a bit about your environment. You don't have to say personal names of family or anything, but just what experiences could you tell our listeners about, you know, like for instance, if you had grown up in my childhood, how do you think you would have reacted with your personality?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if my personality would be the same if I grew up like that.
Oh, you can't make an educated guess?
No.
Educated wish. No. That was a quote from the Deadpool film, that educated wish. If you guys go and watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm too busy looking at the animals.
There's a wolf.
There's like 6 wolves.
Over there. 6? Where?
Yeah, 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
yeah.
They're all lying down, brushing teeth.
There's some wolves while we're talking.
Yeah, I think these are. I can't think what kind of wolves they are.
Yeah.
I think they're North American, like.
Anyway, back to the YouTube video. Yeah, so I mean, if I had to, you know, obviously I think it's depends on the individual. You said you think it's both, meaning nature and nurture, but it really depends on the individual. If you don't have innate mental problems, if you're just a regular person, and I think any regular person who's exposed to negativity is gonna feel right. There's two things that might happen. Either you're gonna fight back and want to defend yourself and then get stuck in fight mode your whole life, you know, like how I've got like CPTSD now, complex PTSD, which is from always being exposed to violence, always having to be ready to fight and protect myself, and that kind of you know, it made it very, very hard for me to relax. I never felt safe around anyone, even when I would try and relax and, you know, be happy. It was like you were always on guard. You felt like you couldn't trust anyone, and then when you did trust people, they did seem to take advantage of that trust and kindness. There's some wolves there. And then, yeah, so it's very hard to you know, see all the it's very hard to get all of the. Why is this car facing us? Is this a Jeep in front of us? Sorry, why is this person? Oh, is this person who works here?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry listeners, it was just confusing because there was a Jeep in front of us and we were like facing the wrong way. Yeah, but yeah, so I think that it's very it's very hard to pinpoint it's specifically what each person's reaction is going to be, isn't it? Because my reaction, even though I was a female, was at first I was afraid when my mum would attack me and beat me with a belt from like started when I was about 7, I think, and I remember it was just from me questioning her, not even being rude or disrespectful, just asking, you know, why are we doing this? If she was, you know, doing something stupid, that even a child could see this was a bad decision for an adult to make, you know. And I would say, well, why are we doing this? Why are we going there? You know that we're not welcome there. Why do you keep going there? You know, we go there and then we get treated like crap, and then we come home feeling terrible. Why are you doing this? Like, and so it was very stressful to know that you couldn't just go to your parent, your caregiver, and have a normal conversation. Like, because I was extremely intelligent and wise beyond my years, so even at 7 I could talk like a 12-year-old, and you know, at 12 I could talk like a 16-year-old, like very maturely, very intelligently. Like, I mean, adults used to even come up to me when I was a kid, like at 12, and be telling me all their problems, like, because I'm like an empath, and so I didn't know why people always wanted to be close to me and talk to me and pour out their whole life story. And then because I'm so empathic, I, you know, could comfort them somehow. But yet as a kid, I'm not getting any comfort. I don't feel safe, you know. And so for me, my reaction, if you if you talk about nurture, there was no nurture. The only thing I knew from my parent, if you could say, what did she teach you? If I was to follow her example, I would have been a weird, violent, abusive nutcase if I was dumb enough to follow her. But I didn't follow her. I could see that something was wrong with her and something was not right, and I knew that her behaviour was not okay, but I just couldn't get away from her, you know. And so yeah, it was very hard, you know, having someone who doesn't nurture any good in you. You know, I mean, I could say she nurtured violence really through her example, that when someone questions you, you're violent to them. But I never used violence against anyone as a bully. I only ever stood up for myself and others. I always felt like, you have to hit me first. If you hit me first, then I will hit you. But I never hit anyone without them hitting me first. And if you say something nasty and crazy and I want to hit you, I would rather verbally attack you back, you know. But then if you come at me and touch me, as soon as you touch me, then that adrenaline's gonna go through me, and then I'm gonna be ready to fight you because you started it. But yeah, that's the difference when you have narcissistic parents, is that they are not capable of being normal. They are not capable of nurturing you. They're only in touch with their negative emotions. They're not capable of being in touch with their positive emotions. And a channel that I will mention, which is really helpful to any victims of and survivors of narcissistic abuse, or if you had narcissistic children or parents or anything like that, yeah, like, you should definitely check out Professor Sam Vaknin's channel on YouTube. He is a professor of psychology, and although he himself is a diagnosed narcissist, he actually has been trying to help people get away from narcissists and not, you know, stay with them and being in an abusive relationship. Like, so at first when I went on his channel, I was like, oh yuck, a narcissist, why would I take any advice from him? But it actually really helped listening to him actually say, well, I'm a narcissist and this is how we think, and this is why they behave this way, and it's not right, but I'm just letting you know this is how they think. And it actually helped me heal myself and get away from narcissistic exes, and yeah, it really did. So right, so just to point out, see that big house over there beyond the cars on the right, that is Longleat. That is the house, like the grand stately home, and it's from the Tudor times, because in England we have a lot of really old buildings. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And if anyone comes to the UK, definitely don't just visit London, check out Longleat in Wiltshire. It's really beautiful. I'll just show you the house. See how beautiful it is. And I've been inside the house with Pudding over here, and it is a really beautiful house, really well maintained, so much history. They got a tour guide. Yeah, so we're gonna talk more about other subjects. This is just a little quick video, just showing, just to talk about a few, different subjects. We'll come up with different subjects, but I'm sorry, because we're driving around and we're actually out and about, it's a bit hard to be super professional because I was talking about, why is that Jeep in front of us? So I'm really sorry. I'll try and do more professional videos, and I'm sorry if the audio got crackled by my fingertips running across the speakers, because I'm just holding the phone in my hand and I'm sort of looking around and not fully remembering that I shouldn't run my finger across the mic. Yeah, so sorry if the quality of the video wasn't perfect, but yes, so anyway, thank you for listening. Like I said, if you get anything positive from any of my videos, please like, share and subscribe, and I just hope everyone around the world has a great day or a great evening wherever you are, and I wish you peace and protection, and I hope you come back to my channel soon and have a look on there. There are some other videos on there too that have some different topics of things that we go through in life, and a little bit about my experience with a narcissistic parent as well. And so anyway, goodbye everyone, take care, bye for now.